are we alienating? In the way we were alienated.
I don't think it's alienating. I think it's having a different conversation.
But we don't include. Do we include them in the conversation?
Yeah,
or we
that's
just
the thing. It's like, do you want? It's the thing. Want to be included.
Yeah.
Also, because it's like, oh, do you know what I'm talking about? And I think it's, if someone genuinely wants to be part of this conversation, then they'll ask questions and they'll read things and they'll educate themselves and they'll participate. I don't think we're saying people aren't allowed to join the conversation. Yeah. It's like, I'm in this conversation because I want to be.
Yeah, I just think that we are, I think as Black people are, we're so righteous in a way that we're like, you're not going to understand because you don't know what it's like to be Black.
But then that said, my experience being literally 50-50 and having grown up with in a kind of very white background, I mean, there's sometimes you guys can say things, I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
So we have to, it's our duty to include.
It is our duty to include.
And educate.
As time moves on, I don't really want to be in a situation where the way we felt a little bit alienated, it shouldn't go the other way where we aren't including them.
I don't feel like it's our duty to include.
You do?
No, I think I don't think it's a duty to include someone in a conversation if they don't want to be part of the conversation or not showing an interest. I think in the same way that I don't think men need to be included in feminism. Like either you care about women or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And it's like it's not my responsibility to educate you.
If they don't know what the pillars of feminism are, we have a duty to go, this is it, and they're like,
but
okay,
that's the thing, it's like the word duty. It's like, I have to become your teacher.
But that is what being, in a sense, being Black is. For my friends to understand a weave, like when I had a weave, my friends were just like, what's going on? How do you have straight hair all of a sudden? Like, and it's halfway down your back.
Yeah.
I still do with my girlfriend's
that's your duty? To teach them.
I think so. I feel.
But do you think it's like a gay person's duty to teach you about gay problems, or like a Muslim person's duty to teach you about like Islam?
If there's an appropriate situation and the timing is right, absolutely, they should share what the issues are. And then again, if it's of interest to the person, they feel strongly about it, go and investigate it and understand it further. But there should be a general level of understanding across different.
But I do think from Jannine's point of view,
if I wanted to learn like more about
you should
the
go
issues,
and
then
learn as well.
Yeah, then it's on me to ask the question or to go and find out. I don't feel like it's like my gay friend's duty to come find me and tell me about what's happening.
But if you want a meaningful relationship with that person, you need to have an understanding of those issues, though.
Yeah, but it's not their job to teach me.
No, it's not their job, but I think what both of you are saying is actually you have to meet in the middle. It needs to be like you teach in the same way that you should want to know.
Because you're friends.
Yeah. So I think with my friends now, a lot of them are like, oh, so what are you doing? So this is an interesting topic. Then if I think of the fashion industry, maybe then how it works is that, I mean, off the top of my head, is that as much as we teach, there needs to be a common interest in the middle. Because even that Tory Burch thing, to go back to, like, I think the case of it is, I had the conversation with you and I had the conversation with you and we've talked about it. We already know the problem. So and that's where the duty is for us to be like, hey, by the way, this is why it's not okay.
But that's already happening, and I think people are going, oh, they call that Tory Burch? Oh, well, I thought it was funny, I enjoyed watching that. And then they would be like, oh.
Yeah, obviously can say in the last couple of years, I definitely am a bit more like, I just want to tell you why this is not okay.
Yeah, but I feel like more in a kind of professional, like personal level.
Yeah.
Of like, I don't feel like responsible, but I feel like I want to bring those issues to the forefront and to kind of just.
But I do think it's our responsibility. I do think it's our responsibility to be like, I think that's why I do this, because I think it's our responsibility to use our voices. I think actually the responsibility is to say like, here's some information, do you want to know?
Yeah, and consider these issues, let me know if you want to know more.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think people need to have responsibility on the other side and not wait for someone to come and tell them about something.
Yeah. But I think it's unfair for us to expect people to be like, tell me my Black issues.
Oh my god, you're my person, I went to teach me. Yeah. It's just like,
I guess again, again, it's the public and the person as well, isn't it? Because if you've got your own issues that perhaps, thinking back to when I was younger, I thought, I don't fit in and I can't put a finger on why. Obviously, it's pretty obvious why. But I couldn't put a finger on why I felt like I wasn't quite fitting in, why I was taller and bigger than all the other girls. And I thought it was a person issue, but it wasn't. It was just that I was different because I'm a different race to them. So yes, we can talk about issues, but I think you know, some people kind of. I think through meeting you guys, I've realised this is a racial wider issue. But at the time, people may see it as a personal.
Internalised.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
So you get all the issue like, I'm not doing my personal problems.
And I think it's really insular. Like I'd say for most of my career, I've been like, am I?
Oh my god, these girls have the same. They've got the same problems. It's not just friends.
You know what it is? It's a big learning curve.
It's growing up. That's what it is.
But it's growing up in this social media world where suddenly, like, this is a hard place to grow up for younger people growing into it, and for us not being used to it. I think we're suddenly in a world where we're like exposed to so much more than we used to be when we started our careers.
Which is great though.
It's fantastic, but I think it does lead to this issue of being like, hey, they didn't appropriate! And everyone's like, oh my god! Chill out. Like,
maybe it should be they did appropriate, well
done. So bad. But sometimes when people appropriate, I'm a bit like, ugh, there's the token. I feel just as bitter about it sometimes.
Oh, but that's what doesn't feel authentic.
Okay, so do you think that
yes,
that's better?
But then that comes back to like who made it, like,
and do they understand it?
Because I think it's not like you can have like a black model on the shoot, like whatever, like is she the best model for the job? And I'd rather she be a great model and actually fit the shoot than you like wedged her in because you had to have a black person or an Asian person or a Chinese person. It just doesn't make sense. But I think it's also like it's including people at different levels, so the stylist or the editors or the PR person or whatever. And I think if you just have those people in the room, then it will be more authentic. Because they would have had more opinions and more perspectives gone into the production of the thing.
More considered.
Because this whole thing is like, it's like a little bit messy.
It's a lot messy.
Yeah, it is, because actually, even as black people, we all come from very different angles. Because we've all grown up in very different places.
Different experiences.
And then you could say the same for your Caucasian person, your Chinese person, your Asian person. It's hard. It's hard to always be on the right side of things. And it's hard because you know at any point you could get in trouble and someone's going to call you out on your shit at any point. And it's just like, well, like, sorry, like, I was wrong, move on. Like, all people are going to do is be like, I'm sorry, I'll try better. And as long as people are aware.
And when they do it right, they're celebrated. So coverage.
And people should cover the fact that, like, oh my god, that's amazing. But I worry, I think what we've grasped from this conversation is I do slightly worry about alienation of, like, being like, well, you're a Caucasian, so you don't understand how I feel.
I think it's about being open.
Open
dialogue.
I think the dialogue needs to be open.
And
I think actually within the fashion industry, the conversations have to be had. I think the problem is the conversations are not actually being had. Like, they are on a model basis, frontline faces, but actually behind the scenes, we aren't having these conversations. This diversity thing's been going on for, I'd say, probably about 2 years, maybe 3. I haven't seen one magazine have this conversation.
So do you think if magazines, production, all of that lot hired a wider, more diverse range of staff, we'd have diversity more authentically within the industry? And that's the solution.
I think it would be. I think then it'd be okay because it's authentic.
And when do we know that we're diverse enough?
I don't think you can ever be diverse enough. I don't think we'll ever be diverse enough because I think it's very hard to do that.
Also, you're kind of chasing something that's very dynamic. Because.
But then I think, why does it have to be like, what industry do you want the fashion industry to mirror? Because actually, why can't we pioneer that?
We've got to have what we're aiming for. Like, when do we know we've succeeded, or is it always?
I don't think there will be a succession. Okay. I think it'll just be like,
when would be?
I think it's just a level of like improvement over the years. I don't think it's like, okay, we've got quotas, that's enough. We need to stop working. I think it's just like diversity isn't like a target. It's just like that way to live and a way to do things and a way to operate. It's not,
I think that's a nice way of looking at it. Diversity isn't a target. I don't want it to.
It's not a quota.
It's not a quota we're filling, and I feel like it is that right now. I feel like people are just filling a quota.
But that's the first step, and then you keep it at ground level, and then I mean it's like fake it till you make it, isn't it? essentially.
Are we all still doing that?
I'm still doing that.
I pretty much still doing
I'm
that.
I'm still faking it.
Are we all?
You just made it.
Just smile and you'll get through it.
Yeah, we'll get there one day. So that's it then.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the conversation. Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
Which we've
all done.
We've all done.
We'll continue to do.
Thinking that diversity is not a duty.
No.
And it's not a quota to fill.
No. But it's an inclusive, open dialogue. So come ask Basma all your questions.
Just let me pioneer that. No. But you know what? I have to say, with our friendship and how like we've known each other what, like 8 years. And the fact that when we first started, we didn't. That was not our point of like let's be friends. I mean, we definitely celebrate it now. And we're all like, friends. But I like that because I feel like actually this is what's authentic. Of a transitional relationship that 8 years on you can be like, guys, I want to have this conversation with you and see how you feel. Do you feel what I feel? And maybe 10 years on in this industry, like maybe they will feel like maybe it will move on to the point where it's like, yeah, let's have an open conversation. I just wish that maybe within, I guess I can only speak for magazines, that people were more open to it because I don't think they're open to it. I think they're pretend open. We care more about women's rights.
There's a crack. We need to open it like an oyster.
That's true.
Finding a pearl.
Oh wow. Find pearls.
Oh no, getting the pearl from the oyster. So it's open a little bit.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching our great topic of oysters and pearls. Thank you guys so much for having this conversation, and I will edit this because it's very long. Let's hope it's ongoing.
Oh yeah.
I hope it is.
It is for sure.
And we'll continue with this chatting platform that's right here in this camera. So bye guys, like and subscribe and all those things, and if I can be bothered I'll do more. It's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie. Bye.
So it's starting to change, and then when we manage to open it, we get the pearl, and the prize is the...
How does a pearl even get in an oyster?
Grain sand, and then the water going through means that calcium gets...
What is this conversation?
I'm telling you how
Go on. Wait, so how does it get in?
So you get your shells, and it's together, and then a grain of sand gets stuck inside, and then as the water goes through and the calcium then is formed around this piece of sand, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then after years and years and years, it solidifies it, it turns into a pearl. It's essentially sand and calcium.
Why do you know that?
I did fine jewellery PR.
Oh, you did. You did. She did fine jewellery. I forgot. That was your thing.
Yeah, perfect.